What if I told you the biggest sports brand in the world started with a broken waffle iron? A kitchen accident that turns a $1 billion empire, of course. Nike, the iconic swoosh, just do it. And the shoes worn by the greatest athlete on earth. But behind all the fame is a wild origin stories of obsession, risk, betrayal, and of course a breakfast. Hi, Aswida here. I'm from Malaysia and I love exploring the stories behind the brands and products we use every day. Some have inspiring beginnings, others completely unexpected. Like this one, today Nike is worth over $180 billion. It sponsors global icons like Michael Jordan, Serena Williams, and Cristiano Ronaldo. But actually, how did it all begin? The biggest question mark for me. Before Nike was Nike, it was something else, and its founders, a quiet track coach and shy runner with a crazy dream. This is the story how actually Nike was born and how a waffle iron changed sports forever. In the early 1960s, Phil Knight was a young runner at the University of Oregon. He loved track, but he loved one thing even more. It's actually a business idea. His coach, Bill Bowerman, wasn't just any coach. He was obsessed with speed and also the innovation. He would cut, glue, and even cook his athlete shoes just to make them lighter and faster. One day, Phil Knight came up with a very crazy idea. What if we import cheap running shoes from Japan, and sell them to American runners? At that time, American brands like Adidas were very expensive. Japan was making a quality gear, but nobody was selling them in the US. But so Phil wrote a business plan. This is how it started, and flew to Japan. In Japan, Phil made a deal with a little known company called Onitsuka Tiger, now Aswida. He became their American distributors. Back home, he and Bowerman started a company called Blue Ribbon Sports in 1964. Their office, can you guys try to guess? It's actually at Phil's parents' garage. The warehouse, the trunk of his own car. He sold shoes from track to track, earning trust one runner at a time. Meanwhile, Bowerman kept experimenting, cutting soles, changing materials, and then one fine day, breakfast changed everything. One morning in 1971, Bowerman was eating breakfast with his wife. He looked at the waffle on his plate and suddenly saw something else except the waffles. He said that what if we use this pattern for the bottom of a running shoes? Can you imagine with that question? He poured rubber into the family waffle iron and ruined it forever. But what came out was very genius. The waffle sole gave better grip, cushioning, and was extremely lightweight. It became a game changer in running shoes. That golden moment became Nike's first major innovation, the Waffle Trainer. By the early 1970s, Phil Knight and Onitsuka Tiger's relationship started to fall apart. So he and Bowerman decided to create their own brand. They needed a name. One employee suggested Nike, after the Greek goddess of victory. Phil didn't like it, but it stuck. They also needed a logo. They paid a design student $35 to create the swoosh, a simple curve meant to represent movement and speed, of course. And so in 1971, Nike was officially born. Nike grew fast. The Waffle Trainer took off. In 1972, athletes wore Nike shoes at the Olympic in Munich. But the real breakthrough came in 1984 with a young basketball star named Michael Jordan. Nike signed him before he played a single NBA game. They created the Air Jordan, a shoe that became a culture revolution. It sold 100 million in its first year. From the moment on, Nike wasn't just a sports brand, but it's actually a symbol of greatness. Nike didn't just sell shoes, it sold aspiration. The Just Do It campaign in 1988 inspired generations to chase their dream. Nike became part of pop culture, from hip-hop video to Olympic podium. Even controversial moments like supporting Colin, if I'm not mistaken, Colin Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick made Nike more stronger. Today, Nike is actually a culture force, and it all began with very young two guys, a dream and a destroyed waffle iron. So next time, if you lace up the pair of Nikes, remember, you are not just wearing a shoes, you are wearing a story of invention, of rebellion, of waffles and visions. This is Nike, and was how it all began. Like, subscribe, and follow for more amazing origin stories of the world's most iconic brands. Thanks for watching from Malaysia. I'm Aswida. See you in the next story.